Hey Gems, welcome to M's Ghoulish Gems October. I'm going to be doing 3 Halloween videos for you guys, and pretty much it's almost kind of like 9 videos because there's going to be 3 ideas in each. So today is all about DIYs to make your home extremely festive for Halloween and a couple things that you can do on a very small budget. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a homemade banner that you can make it really say anything you want, but I'm going to have mine say Happy Halloween. So the tools and the supplies that you guys are going to need is, first you're going to need a template. I've had these little cardboard pieces for a long time. They're actually from my friend Stacy's work, and they just work out perfectly. I did my Harry Potter banners in this for my birthday party last year, and I've just found that these little cardboard cutouts work best for banners. So you're gonna need a bunch of these, or you can just make your own template out of cardboard and use that as well if you don't have something like that laying around the house. Then you're just gonna need some white printer paper. Then you're gonna need a ballpoint pen and a mechanical pencil. Some paintbrushes. You're gonna need a variety of paints. I just have a white one here, a purple, a bright green, and a black. Now, I did do a lot of the prep work for this banner off camera because then it won't be an hour and a half, 2-hour long video. So I will say this banner does take a little bit of time, but it's really fun if you really enjoy crafting and making something very unique and one of a kind and to put it up in your home. So then you're just gonna need a little bit of tape. And lastly, you're just gonna need some pictures that you can print out and some font that you like. I will put a couple of links to some of the designs that I am going to be using in this video in the description box, so if you guys want to use those specific ones, you can. Then to string it all together, you're going to need some like butcher's twine and a hot glue gun. So let me show you guys how I did it. Okay, so the first step to make this banner is to cut out your template, and then I'm just going to trace my template onto some regular printer paper. If you guys have different colored construction board or something like that, you guys can go ahead and do that. If you don't have the paint but you have construction paper, that works too. So I'm just going to take my ballpoint pen and I'm just going to trace 2 of these little panels. So once we have our tracings, we're just going to really easily cut them out, and then I'll show you guys the next step. So now that we have our 2 little pieces of paper cut out, we are going to glue them onto our little cardstock or our little template. Now, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. You are going to need some Mod Podge to glue these on. I have found that it works best if you use Mod Podge. It doesn't matter what kind, you know, glossy finish, matte finish, whatever. You just need some Mod Podge. And I'm just going to take a big old fat brush. I found these at my actual grocery store. Pretty easy and works well. Take your little piece of paper, line it up really well, because once this sticks, it's not going to come off. And then you'd have to redo it all, and then make sure you smooth it out really well. And there's the basis for our banner. I'm just gonna let this dry for a couple of minutes. So the next step is to paint, and I brought these ones up because this is gonna be part of the banner, and I just took a really big font. I looked up Halloween fonts on Google, found one that I like, and printed out these letters. So I will just show you a couple ones that I already did for the banner. I just took an orange and a black, and I just did one color of the background and the opposite color for the lettering, and that is what those look like. So that will spell out Happy Halloween. As for the lettering, what I do is I sized it to the panel, and I always do them, you probably can't even see this, but I always do them in an extremely light gray color. That way I'm not using a lot of ink on my printer, and I just cut them out. So next, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna paint these, and I think I'm gonna go in with some Purple Passion from Decor, and this is just their acrylic paint. So you just wanna give it a good shake. I'm just gonna show you guys one. I'm just gonna use the same brush, big old fat brush, and just whack the paint on there, and you're just gonna set it aside to dry. So I'm just gonna do the other one real quick. For the 2 purple panels, I'm going to just trace on a very simple spider web pattern. I'm going to trace it, and then I'm going to paint it on there. And there we go, guys. There is our spider web. The last piece of the puzzle for our awesome Halloween banner is to hot glue all together. I will just make another disclaimer. Please, if you're a child trying to do this, please have your parents' permission as well as their supervision when you're working with hot glue gun, because they get ridiculously hot, and I myself have burned myself many, many times. So you're gonna need a hot glue gun with some extra hot glue sticks and some butcher's twine. They come in huge balls that are probably about twice this size. They're super cheap. You can find them at the grocery store. So this is what we're gonna use to hang our banner with. So I'm just gonna take a big old piece. I'm not gonna cut it until all the pieces have been glued together, because that way I can make sure that it is long enough. So I'm gonna take a pretty long piece to begin with, because I don't know where exactly I'm gonna be hanging this banner. So I always like to keep a really long piece of string to tie it onto something. So probably a good foot, maybe a little bit more. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my first panel, I'm gonna put it upside down. I just wanna glue it near the top. So we're gonna take our little glue gun and just do a good size strip of glue across the top. Make sure it goes from end to end. And then just put it straight. And then take your butcher's twine and put it into the glue. And then I like to take something like a stick or any sort of random object and push the string into the glue to make sure that it sets really nicely in there and it's not going to go anywhere or fall off of the banner once we hang it up. And then I'm going to move on to the next panel. So since I have like a border in a way, or you know, a couple end pieces, I'm going to just take a little bit of space in between to differentiate the letters or the design, and then just kind of do the same thing. We're just gonna keep on gluing each panel on. Okay, so DIY number 2 that we're going to do for this video are some homemade potion bottles. Now, a lot of you guys asked me how I made a lot of my Harry Potter decorations for my birthday last year, and I'm going to show you how I did it. It is super simple, super quick, and very, very cheap. That's also why I'm wearing my awesome Hogwarts t-shirt today too. So I found these awesome bottles at the dollar store. They came in green, clear, and I believe like an orangey color. And they came with the little cork toppers, and I just thought they were the perfect thing to use for potion bottles. So I've already made a couple over here, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it. The supplies that you're going to need for this DIY are some bottles. I've also seen on Pinterest that you can take like old Tylenol bottles, put some hot glue around them to make them like old and decrepit, and also you can just paint them, but this is the cheapest and fastest way to make some awesome potion bottles for Halloween or a Harry Potter themed party. So you're going to need some bottles. You're also going to need some Mod Podge, a wide paintbrush, and some labels. I'll put a couple of links in the description box so you guys can go ahead and check them out, but the one I'm going to be using today is called the Wolf's Bane Potion. So I'm just going to get my Mod Podge. This is so super quick, guys, and it's awesome. It looks so cool. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit into the cap. You don't need much. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take your potion bottle, find which side that you want to paint, and you're going to take your brush and just paint some Mod Podge right onto the glass. Now this will dry clear, so you won't even see it. So once you have your little square of Mod Podge, you're just gonna stick your little label right on. Make sure it's nice and flush, there's no big old air bubbles. And then, ready? This is the easiest part. Then we're just gonna take another layer of Mod Podge and paint right over that label, so it is all nice and secure. And that's it. That's how I did it. It's super easy. So I'm gonna get some close-up shots and show you guys some of my other potion bottles that I have made in the past. This one I will say I did not make. I got this from CVS quite a few years ago, but it does definitely still work in the theme, and it does say poison on it, which I kind of thought was cool. So I'm gonna get some close-up shots of these, and that's pretty much it for this DIY. The last part of this DIY is actually not me making anything, but showing you guys some really awesome things that I found at the dollar store. I'm not sponsored to do this video by any means. I just found some really cool things at the dollar store that I thought were really neat to decorate your house for Halloween, because I personally love Halloween and I love decorating my house for Halloween. So I'm just going to show you a couple bits and pieces that I found at the dollar store. The first thing is this awesome black and purple flower arrangement, as I just whacked it. The plastic vase was $1, and they had these little bouquets of black flowers with some spiders in it, so I just got 2 of those, and some purpley ball looking things. And you guys are going to see this in an upcoming Halloween video. The next thing is this really cool sign that I'm actually going to put on my front door, and it just says Happy Halloween with orange and black and the witch boots, which I really loved. Next is a styrofoam tombstone, which I thought was so cool. They had, I think, 3 different designs. This one just says trick or treat, and it's got skulls and bats and spiders on it. It did say that it comes with a stake that if you wanted to put it in your yard, but ours didn't. So I don't know if maybe they were just in a separate pile that we didn't see, but they did have a few different sayings and designs, but they are all black and gray, and it's just styrofoam, so super cheap and a really good decoration. Then the next couple of things I got are some little felt signs, or just decorations. This first one is a spider web, and it has a black purpley spider on it. And the other one is a skeleton that's smiling, and all around the edge, if you can see, I don't know if you can really be able to tell, maybe if I put it against the black or the white of my fireplace, it says boo. So now that I have decorated my house for Halloween, I'm going to show you guys what my setup looks like and show you guys some other awesome little bits and pieces that you guys can go and get for really affordable, and they look amazing to decorate your house for Halloween. So let's go check it out. I'm just going to show you some pieces on my mantle that I got for really affordable. This entire mantle of decorations probably cost me less than $30. So let me show you guys what we have. So we're going to pan up for the very top, and this is just a wall decal that it says something wicked this way comes, which I personally thought was a Harry Potter reference, because there is a part in Harry Potter that does say that. And all of the bats that you see stuck on the wall are also wall decals that came with it. That was $3.99 at Meijer, which is a huge steal. So the next thing we're going to show you guys is these sparkly pumpkins. Those were at the dollar store, as well as these purple string lights you see. Again, dollar store. Then this little pumpkin I have that doesn't light up. I've just had that for a really long time. Then you will see the potion bottles that we made in our last DIY. And if you can tell, I actually made a little tiny one that says Felix Felicis on it, which is the liquid luck. And then the one next to it I did get at CVS. I think it was right around $2 or $3. Next we're going to pan up to the little box. I got this at the dollar store as well. You can put anything you want in it. I just really liked it as a decoration. And then the stack of books that you're going to see underneath, my mom actually got those for me last year from Hobby Lobby. I believe that they were a couple of dollars, maybe less than 5 or 10. But I absolutely loved the way they looked, and I really wanted something that was pretty much just that. Then we're gonna go over to the coffin, again, dollar store. And if you can see that the little wand right there, my friend Kiana actually made that for me for my birthday last year from Harry Potter, and she just DIY'd that herself. This little black sparkly pumpkin is the same one as the other end of the mantle, again, dollar store. Then lastly through the mantle, you guys, you're gonna see the awesome Halloween banner that we made in the first DIY part of this video. Actually, Kyle just came up here and I showed it to him, and he actually thought I bought this, and I was like, heck no, I made that thing. And I think it turned out so well. And it's super cheap and affordable and a really good project to decorate with. Now guys, the rest of these decorations you're going to see are actually just on a bookshelf on the side of my fireplace. This little turkey and the pumpkin and the scarecrow you're all seeing, I've had those decorations for years, and even though they're not technically Halloween themed, they are fall themed, so that's why I put them up there. And then panning down to the next one, you will see that I had to keep up my 2 pop vinyls from Gerard Way, which is My Chemical Romance. And in the middle, you're gonna see this little lantern that actually does light up. We actually haven't gotten batteries for them yet. They take 2 AAA batteries, and it came in a pack of 3 from the dollar store. Then this purple lantern is another one that came from the dollar store that can light up if you'd like it to. It's got some pretty cool bats on there. Then we just have a little pumpkin, and this lantern that you're seeing right now, I actually got this at Goodwill for maybe $3 quite a few years ago. And again, that does light up. And the last thing you guys are seeing is these little pumpkins. They both light up, and again, dollar store. That is everything for my DIY, my first Halloween themed video. You guys are gonna be seeing 2 more in the following week, so please stay tuned for that. So if you enjoyed this DIY video, please give me a good old thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that little red button below, subscribe, become a member of my M's Gems family. Leave me a comment letting me know what some of your favorite Halloween traditions are, or some of your favorite decorations, or if there's a store that you guys use to get a lot of your Halloween decorations. I'd love to check it out. As I said, I'm not sponsored to do this video. I just found some really awesome things at the dollar store this year that I wanted to share with you guys, and that way you can make your home super festive. That way you can have it all ready for your trick-or-treaters, or for your kids, or if you're having a Halloween party or a costume party, it is all decked out. So that is it for this time, guys. I love you so much. Please don't forget to check the description box for links and other videos that I've done, and my social media as well. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.